All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. And this is going to be a video just going into why two things are clearly true, man. Right? Esau is not fit to rule this world, right? And women are not fit to rule this world as well, because the two main people pushing this particular doctrine and belief that a man can be a woman and a woman can be a man, right? The whole alphabeting and rainbowing thing. The main people that push this idea and are comfortable with it are Idumea, all Edomites, right? The whole nation of Esau, the men and the women, and women in general. They're the main two groups that are down with this, man. Like, women will be are the most common group to bury their head in the sand and let wickedness flow. They'll be the main group that are down for that, man. Like, women, if women had to end up like not going to somebody that they wanted to do, or somewhere that they wanted to go, and Edomites, if it meant that they was going to have to do righteousness, but righteousness would be fulfilled, they would be choosing, you know what, let's just forget that and we can go where we wanted to go then, right? Women and men, and Edomite men. And I'm going to press play on this video and you're going to see just a small taste of the kind of wickedness that I'm talking about, man, that shows that Edomites and women in general cannot rule. Because, okay, you've got this guy that's doing this and he's against the whole men pretending to be women thing and women pretending to be men thing, right? But then in this video, as I was watching it, and I've watched like a good half an hour plus of this, right? In this same video, he said, yeah, I've got men that are LG3T and all that are alphabeters and rainbowers. So he's still down with some of the wicked philosophies that this society teaches anyway. So, okay, he's not down with one part, but then he's down with another part though, because he's still an Edomite anyway, right? He's still an Edomite that accepts the majority of what this society pushes. So he might not agree with one part, but he agrees with another. Like, you might have a person that's got a problem with certain things financially when it comes to, I don't think that my tenant should be able to have 2 months or have this amount of time where they can not have to pay rent or whatever, or this or that. They might have something like that they think, but then they don't think it's a problem with doing insider trading in the world. They don't have a problem with that. But they think that it's okay that a landlord can just make the rent for their house be completely a ridiculous amount of money. They might think that that's okay because they own properties and they want to do it. But then they got a problem that the rich elites don't have to pay tax or something like that. But then they'd still have a problem, accept some of the wickedness. Let's play and you're going to see some of this foolishness anyway, man.
Whether you like it or not, you have a sister. I can see it hurts you. I can see that.
It don't really hurt me because I just think I should be respectful.
Would you like me?
Like what? You tell me, mate. Come here.
I don't know.
You tell me.
Hungry.
The children.
There's an Edomite trying to be like push for this foolishness to go, right? And as I watched this video, it's mainly Edomites that was being for it. But then there was a few Edomites that came up to this guy and was like, nah, good on you, mate. You're doing the right thing by saying that they ain't no men can be women and women can be men thing. But then there was a lot of Edomites coming through and agreeing with it. And the main people pushing this idea are Edomite men and all women of all different nations, man. They're the main ones that don't have a problem and don't really stand up for righteousness. Whereas the so-called black man, Latino and Native American man, especially the so-called black man, is the main one that's down for righteousness in this world, man, that's prepared to tell the truth, no matter who it offends. We're the most honest people on this earth, man. The so-called black man is the most honest group on this earth. And that's why you still got some Northern Kingdom coons that are down for a lot of Esau's philosophies when it comes to being against Jake. But in the moment that Esau starts turning it towards him, now it's, we're all brown-skinned people, black and brown power and all that. Nah, you wasn't on no black and brown power and you was able to get a leg up from Esau. But now that he's against you, all of a sudden you want to be on a black and brown power. Nah, you got to stand with your own people even when it means that you might lose out, man.
I just think it's better to be respectful towards other people. Like I said, if they choose to go by something, they should be allowed to go by something.
Yeah.
Because I just don't think it's fair that other people are gonna disrespect someone who's transgender just because they choose to go.
Yeah, but they're asking you to lie. That's disrespectful.
Out a 13-year-old person in public. It's man has got no morals. None at all.
Did you hear what your 13-year-old said to me when she walked off?
I did. I love her for it. I love her for it.
Really?
Yeah.
And you're saying I'm the bad guy here?
It interests
And
me.
this will be the same. An Edomite woman like this, yeah, will be the same kind of woman that you Eves would rally behind, right? On some feminism thing, but this woman's a demon. And she's proud as hell too. Such a proud idiot, man. This woman's an idiot. She's saying that he ain't got no morals, but she thinks it's okay for men to pretend to be women. And saying that trans women, which is a man, by the way, are not the real threat. Men are the real threat. But here's the thing, a man that's a threat can pretend to be trans and be able to, under the guise of pretending to be a woman, to stupid women like her that believe this foolishness, mask themselves as something that they're not. Because it's easier to get access to women when pretending to be like a woman because women believe it. Or they don't say nothing about me going in their in a bathroom with them to be able to watch them up in a personal space like that. They don't say nothing when I pretend to be a woman. But if I'm pretending to be, if I'm actually being a man, they say something when I go in there. They used to say something then. But now that I'm pretending to be a woman, they don't say nothing. So if that guy is a sicko enough to even take it that far, then he'll be able to deceive you idiots, man. Like this is what women are not supposed to be in power, man. And Esau's not supposed to be in power. So an Edomite woman is definitely not supposed to be in no position of power. And that's why the Edomite man keeps her away from being in any true positions of power. But then he's not supposed to be in power himself either. He ain't supposed to be in a position where he's got nothing going for him. Because he's an idiot too.
Yeah.
It interests me that you only want to talk about trans women.
Yes.
You don't want to talk about trans men.
Yeah, I do talk about them too.
Do you?
Yeah.
What do you say about them?
What did you say to me, remember?
I said that men had pussies and periods. Deal with it.
Right, there you go. Men have...
You see what kind of daughter she raised? Men have vaginas and periods, deal with it. Where has she ever seen a man do that? What are you talking about? Like, what are you on about? She's just dumb and she's just sitting there, 13 years old, thinking that she's smart with all that proud look on her face. But she's an idiot. And when the day of the Lord comes, a little stupid idiot like that isn't going to know what to do. You think she's going to know what to do? A stupid idiot like that, yeah, as soon as the day of the Lord comes, you think she's going to be still saying that? You think if World War III came, yeah, let's say that she knew someone that's claiming to be a woman, or let's say she decided to claim to be a man, right? And all the men have vaginas, so men are women now, right? So then World War III comes as a right. World War III comes officially. I mean, with it actually openly saying it. Not, we already know it's happening already. But let's say all the men are saying what to say to get out of being in war. I'm a woman. I don't want to be in war. Men have, and now you're not a man. You're not a woman, because men don't have vaginas and have periods, and they say, yeah, they do. That little girl said that we do. Remember, that little girl said, that 13-year-old girl, she said that we do have it. So, and then they're like, oh yeah, you know what, you're right. So you know what then? You know what we're gonna do to make sure that it's fair. Everyone's going to war that can then, and it meant that she ended up going to. You think she ain't gonna want to straighten it up all of a sudden and be like, nah, you're a man. No, that he's clearly a man though. Look how he's dressed. Oh, but you can't judge by how they're dressed though. You have to go by how they feel they are. And all of these men that clearly are men, they're saying that they're not a man though, that they're actually a woman. So they can't go. So only men that actually agree to be a man, they're going. But every man's saying that they're not a man though. Yeah, but you know they are men though. Nah, but remember you said that men have pussies and have periods, deal with it. So you've got to deal with it too. Those were your words, right? Oh, but you know, I didn't really mean it. I was just saying that. Nah, we're taking you on what you said before, last time. We ain't taking you on what you say now. We're taking you on what you said last time. Remember on that street that day where you said that? Remember on that street that day when you was talking to the guy with that sign and you said that before? Outside of that building. Outside of, what's the building? Wherever this is. Whatever that is, man, wherever it is, it doesn't really matter, man. Whatever it is in the UK, man. Remember when you said that day? You think that this woman and her daughter is gonna be down for that then? You think they'd be down for it then, be all saying all of that? If it meant that men don't have to do the things that men have to do, you think that she'd be saying it then? If all if like if let's just say that somebody did something to her that they need to be arrested, and she said that man over there just hurt me, and the police look over and they clearly see a man, but they're looking at all the people, and there's women over there too, and they're like, which man? Which man? Because I don't know what gender any of them are. That man there, clearly you can see him, officer. That nah, but you're gonna have to explain every single thing about their clothes because I don't know what you're talking about. Because remember, men have vaginas as well. Men have periods as well. So I don't know which one of them's a man. I haven't asked them what their personal pronouns are. So I don't know. Would you want to live in a world like that, you people out there? But women will be down to try and play all this foolishness, man, because they want to see men in some weak way in the hopes that that gives them power over men. Because they can't get power over a man when he's acting like a man. And that's one of women's main goals in this world, is to have power over men. They want to have power over men, right? But they don't want to actually have to ever do the things that men do, though. They don't want to have the responsibilities that men have. They don't want to actually have the accountability that men have. But they're just so desperate to be in competition with men all the time. When if they was to get power, it would be a frightening world if they was to get power and control over the world, because they're so unreasonably like Esau and women. They're so like demonically wicked. It's disgusting. And even in this, if you decide to watch this video, you'll clearly see Esau is the main person coming up arguing with this guy. And then women are the main ones coming up arguing with this guy. And I guarantee if I was to watch some other videos too, I'd see the same thing. Esau and women arguing with him. Like, it's demonic, man.
Nothing. I just said to this lady, you probably disagree with me, and you might tell me.
A really nice attempt at manipulating statistics. A lovely 60% of trans people in jail are there for sexual assault.
Yeah.
You want to tell me the number of how many people that actually is? Because do you know 60% of percentages are very easy to manipulate?
Well, yeah.
They're very easy to manipulate, and you are quite an expert at it, my friend.
Well, it's a true statistic.
And I'm so proud of this community. I've seen people queuing up to fucking talk to you to tell you that you're wrong. It's amazing.
Can I ask a question?
Just give me 1 second, mate. I'm just speaking with this woman.
Sorry, I interrupted your conversation. That was really rude.
Yeah.
Really rude. So rude. So,
go on, mate.
You would, if you knew somebody who decided to transition, it said, can you call me by these pronouns instead of the past pronouns? What would you call them?
I'd say you're asking me to lie, and I'm not going to lie.
So, say somebody is married and changes their name, would you still call them by their last name?
I'd use their name. That's different.
Would you?
Name's different. Because
how is a pronoun different to a name? It's just a word.
Because a pronoun.
A new name to make them feel more comfortable.
No, it represents. It's asking me to tell a lie. Changing a name isn't lying. It's just a name.
Well, I could call that a name ideology then, and say that you're asking me to lie. This is your real name. I'm not calling you by this new name. You know, you use it's the same logic, really. Isn't it?
Well, you can call somebody by a name.
I mean, man, Esau always got that little serpent tongue to try and weasel in some way to make wickedness all right. This guy's probably like 20, 21 or whatever, right? If that even. He's on wickedness. That woman you saw with the green bag, she's on wickedness. And then you've got this Edomite guy that he's against the T-Rans thing. But then is he against the alphabet and rainbowing thing? No, he's not. He said in the video that he's got friends that are that. But it's clear that they're all wickednesses because they all grouped in together. And the thing is, the same excuses that those people use that are alphabeters and rainbowers, the cross-dressing thing will use. But then the same excuses that they'll use will be the excuses that the ultimate one of this doctrine is. The P's, they'll use the same excuse. Oh, I was born like that. Or ever since I was young, I always felt like, you know? And then them people don't want to give up their weirdness. So then they'll be like, you know what? If we don't accept the same excuse that he's using, which is the same excuse that we used, then these people might start looking at the excuse that we use because it's the same excuse. He just copied the same thing that we said, and that's what we came up with before. And we said, oh, if you don't want to be like that, that's because secretly you want to do it. So then we've used all these different things and kept coming up with all these wicked ways to try and make people accept what we're doing. So you know what? We're gonna have to accept what this person does, because otherwise we might lose what we've been trying to get away with. That's how this thing works, man. It's wicked as hell. One wickedness gives birth to another wickedness, which gives birth to another, which gives birth to another one, which gives birth to another one. Because if your gender doesn't matter, and it don't matter what gender you are, you can just be whatever gender, then what difference does what age you matter, or does your age matter then? Because, oh, that's just numbers at the end of the day. And numbers is just not even a, but you know different when you're this age from when you're that age. Just like how these people try and come with, you're no different with this gender than you are with that gender. This stupid idiot girl said, which really, it's not even a girl, it's really a young woman. But that's neither here nor there. But anyway, she said, men have vaginas and periods, deal with it. But then people that want to believe all this kind of foolishness, well then what if people start saying, you know what? Young people have this and have that, deal with it. And there's no difference between young versus old. And there's not really no difference between adults and people that are not adults. Then what? What kind of world do you people want to live in, man? And this is why women, right, and Edomites should not be in no positions of power, man. And women ain't really no threat to nothing. And that's why they get put in positions of power in this world, because they're not no threat to nothing, man. They're not a threat to this wicked system for them because they don't care. This systems gave women a voice to speak, right? Even though they're speaking foolishness. So the women don't care that this system is only giving them the power to destroy themselves. They don't care. And when they think of the kingdom of heaven, they think, man, so the kingdom of heaven is going to take my power away to say the things I'm saying now. Well, I don't want the kingdom of heaven then. Well, I don't want to be there. But then at the same time, a lot of the things that they're actually desiring in their world, where they have men that have got the financials to just make them never work and take care of everything, that kind of man's going to be in the kingdom of heaven. That's the kind of life you're going to have in the kingdom of heaven. All you Israelite women out there, all you so-called black women out there, Latino and Native American women, that you desire that life where you don't have to work ever, and your man's just got so much wealth that he takes care of everything, and that you've got cleaners, people that work, people that take care of all the things so that you don't have to do nothing but relax and just be a woman. That's the kingdom of heaven. You ain't gonna get that here. Here you're gonna get, oh, I don't want to be with this man because he cheat. I don't want to be with that man because he cheat. And then you're gonna be living in a shared house and have a female roommate, man, and you're just gonna both keep complaining about men until one of you finds a man and moves out of the shared house, because that's what he's wanted anyway. And then the other roommate's gonna be hating, sleep with your man, so that, in the hopes that you break up with him and then go back to the shared house again. And going to be trying to sabotage your relationships that you have to try and make sure that the rent can get paid in the shared house. And you're going to be down to go 50-50 when you're living with your roommate in the shared house. But then when you go move in with a man, you're going to want him to pay 100. That's what's going to be happening for you within this world, man. You're going to keep complaining about men so-called cheating, right? Men ain't this and men ain't that. Why aren't men showing up to singles events? You're going to keep complaining and all of this and saying all these things you say, and you're never going to get the kind of man that you want, because he doesn't exist in this world. The kind of man that you want to have does not exist in this society. He don't exist, right? And the kind of men that do exist in this society, you most of the time don't think that they're good enough for you, because you're delusional. And then you're walking around like you're so good, but you ain't. The men, you ain't going to get the kind of thing that you want in this world neither, where the woman's doing this and doing that, because you ain't going to have the things that you require in this world to make her want to do that. So we need the kingdom of heaven. We don't need a society with Edomites in charge and women running around saying all the dumb things that they're saying. We don't need this society, man. We need a new heavens and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness, man, because in this society, we ain't got the things we require. I'll play a bit more of this, man, and then I'm going to end this video, man. Like Proverbs 29:2, man. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn, man. And I'm mourning right now because the wicked are in power.
It's not the same logic. It's not whatsoever. You're asking us to believe that a man can be a woman or a woman can be a man. That's it. And you're asking us to lie.
But it's still like respecting other people and what they want to be called.
Yeah, but what you're saying is, you're saying
Don't miss out on cheap
I'm just
flights.
going to read this comment that I've seen here quick. Just because that woman is fine with males coming into the female spaces doesn't mean every woman is okay with it. Exactly. Exactly, man. And someone's got here saying, dudes dressed like a damn woman and calling you weird. This is gold. And I've seen that person that he might be talking about, man, because I've seen this guy, a former member of parliament, that's dressed like a woman. As if, and actually trying to go around as if people think you're a woman. Like he didn't even look like an ugly woman in the with the stupidness that he had. And it didn't even look like an ugly woman. It looked like an ugly man pretending to be a woman. But it didn't look like a woman though. Esau or Ra will pretend to be everything else and will accept or try and attempt to be everything else rather than admit that he's an Edomite, man. And that's why he's down to push these doctrines out there. He's down to push these doctrines out there, right? Where people pretend that they are different things because he doesn't want to accept that he's what he is, which is an Edomite. And women don't want to accept that they are what they are, which is women. And they don't want to accept that a woman is a weaker vessel than a man. And even in their own belief systems that they try and push out there, when they act like a man, they think they're doing something better. But when they act like a woman, they think that they're doing something worse for themselves.
What you're saying you need to lie to be respectful.
Mate.
Well, I know I've got a pair, that's why I don't.
What did I just say? Another Edomite down with it. Why, like, man, another Edomite that's down for this belief. Like it's a shock how many people are down with these lies, man. How many people are comfortable with just lying? Like how many people have got these weirdos and these bug outs in their family that are just down and comfortable to accept the lie? You think these people ain't gonna take their MOTB when it's time? You think they ain't gonna? Like this same belief and these kind of same thing where people become comfortable with accepting stuff like this is similar to the thing where a woman's body count don't matter and all of that. No, it matters. Because when woman's body count is 0, she's completely different to how she is when her body count is even 1. She's not the same person, man. And because the person that these women end up normally making their body count go from 0 to 1, 2, isn't really a thing that's actually what it's supposed to be, which is a marriage. There's not really nothing special around it. With a lot of these women, man, they just, the prom's coming up. Yeah, I'm gonna give it to him because he asked me out to prom. He's just some dirty ass shit like that. Or he's the top boy in the school. Like, I'm gonna give it to him. There's not no real intense thing around it. Where these women lose their virginity to somebody in this world, there's not nothing deep around it. Because women that are harlots make the other women believe that there's not really nothing special about it, man. When it's actually supposed to be. The man that they lose their virginity to is supposed to be their husband, but women will say, who are you to tell me that? Who are you to tell me who this and that? But then when it comes to men having to defend women, if I'm just walking down the street minding my business, right, and I see a woman getting absolutely punched up by a man, I'm not supposed to be able to tell that woman anything in her life. But then she'd be looking at me, seeing her getting punched up, and if I just cross over the other side of the road and carry on where I'm going, she's gonna be like, how comes he didn't help me? How comes he didn't help me? He should have. But they don't think that man should be able to tell them anything else. But then a random man that they don't know should be prepared to risk his life. Just like how, even when it comes to Jake, man, this world don't want Jake to have anything in this world, really, right? But in the moment that all these nations start going through something, they always expect Jake to start standing up and talking about it, man. And when you had this whole Gaza thing going on, you had all these other nations trying to keep coming to us and say, oh, what do you think about it? What do you think about it? Well, what did you all think about what we've gone through over the years, man? Over the centuries of what we've gone through, what the hell did your people think? As if when the Atlantic slave trade was going on, and the raping of the graping and the stealing of America, when that was going on, right? As if nobody else in the world knew about it. When the Native Americans was going through all the things that they went through, was everybody else just oblivious and didn't know nothing about what was going on? Where was China at then? Where was all these people talking all these Gaza bars of his? Where was all of you? When that was going on, man, where was all you people that are talking all these Gaza, Palestine thing? Where was you when the Atlantic slave trade was going on, man? Where were you then? Where was you when a Jake was on a ranch on a damn slave plantation in America getting book broken? Where was you? Where was you when that was going on? Minding your business or not caring, saying it's not happening to you, so I don't care. Where was all of you when that was going on, man? Where was all of you people when Jake was on a slave plantation in America? Where was all of you people then when that was going on to help us out? But then now that you're going through, you people are starting to go through things on this earth, all of a sudden you expect us to step in and help you. But where was you when we was going through things, man? Where the hell was you people then? And this is the thing with you people, man. And this is like when all hell breaks loose, man. And I gotta say it, man. I have to, because it's all connected. When women start catching hell, when all hell breaks, when the day of the Lord comes, yeah, they're actually going to be looking outwardly to men to help them now. But when men have been going through things in this world, catching all kind of hell now, yeah, women never felt the need or wanted to come in and step in to help us. They never felt that there was anything that they should do, that they was obligated to do to make men's life feel okay. But they're going to want men to step in and do things to make their lives feel okay now. And it's not going to go the way that they think it's going to go, man. A lot of judgment's going to go out into this earth. And it's going to, at the end of it, it's going to show that the only people that can rule are the Israelites, man. The children of Israel. And I'm going to get a scripture, because it's very clear when you look at this world, man, that Esau is not supposed to rule. Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 5, behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as Yahweh my power commanded me, that you should do so in the land whither you go to possess it. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which I hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. I don't think that this society right now is a wise and understanding people, because they're saying that it's okay for a man to pretend to be a woman and a woman to pretend to be a man. Somebody that doesn't know somebody that can't just accept things that they shouldn't even have to try and decide. You're already born a gender, right? Deal with it. Yeah, that's a decision that was made for you. Now live life based on that. Because some of these same people that will try and want to change up their gender, yeah, will also say that men and women are equal. So if men and women are equal, why did you even feel the need to change your gender, so-called? Anyway, what was the need for you two then, if they're equal? And some of the people that are accepting of men trying to do this and women trying to do this will also say that the men and women are equal. So then if that's the case, why do we even need to change it? And some of the people that also accept this, right, would not want to accept a so-called black man saying that they're a so-called white man, really, when they're not, and that they should get treated like a so-called white person. Or a white person saying that they're a so-called black person when they're not, and that they got to treat them like that. They wouldn't accept it. They'd say, oh, that's ridiculous. But it's the same thing, though. It's the same kind of foolishness, man. Verse 7, for what nation is there so great that have Yahweh so nigh unto them, as Yahweh our power is in all things that we call upon him for? And what nation is there so great that have statutes and judgments so righteous as all this law which I set before you this day? And there ain't no nation other than the Israelites that have got these laws, man. We're going to rule over this world in a righteous way, man, because the people that are ruling right now are stupid. They claim all this high IQ, but then accepting stuff like this in their society. But they claim being high IQ. The clearest way to understand whether something is good or not, right, is if everyone's doing it, is it better for the world? If everyone's saying that they don't know, that they don't want to be the gender that they are, yeah, is that better for the world or is it worse? If everyone's an alphabet and a rainbow, right, is that better for the world or is it worse? And then some people say, well, I'll say, for example, if everyone's an alphabet and a rainbow, then where the next batch of humans going to be coming from? And then they'll say, oh, but you can do inseminations, you can do sperm donors, yeah. But there's also another way, a natural way for a man to donate his sperm to a woman, though. That's the thing about it. That's the thing about it, mate. And then women will be so down with the alphabet and the rainbow and thing. Women that claim to be straight, they claim to be. And then when there's no men to date them, now all of a sudden they got a problem with it. Now all of a sudden they got a problem, man. Women don't care about every single man violating himself and weakening himself, apart from the man that they want to respect, that they want to date. And then here's the thing: when they get that man, they try and downgrade him and make you weaken him anyway. They try and weaken him in some way. or they keep trying to test to see if they can weaken him. And that's led to the foolish society that we're living in right now, man. It's stupid. This world's stupid, man. I heard one brother say before that this world's so embarrassing, and it is. This society is embarrassing, man. It's an embarrassment to humans. This society is literally an embarrassment. You know what? I'm gonna take it there. This society is an embarrassment to Sodom and Gomorrah. The people in Sodom and Gomorrah will be like, man, what the hell are these people? If they saw people now in this time, they'll be like, man, what the hell are these people doing, man? Like, we're off. But these people, they're absolute. Like, we said that men are women and women are men. But these people, they're actually chopping things off and attaching things on. Like, these people are crazy. Sodom and Gomorrans would be embarrassed by you freaks in this modern time now, man. You freaky demons, man. You people and right now on this earth are way worse than the people in Sodom and Gomorrah. Isaiah chapter 2 and verse 2, and it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of Yahweh's house shall be established in the top of the mountains, and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow unto it. And many people shall go and say, come ye and let us go up to the mountain of Yahweh, the nation of Yahweh, that is, to the house of the power of Jacob, which is the nation of the house of Jacob, right? Which is the Israelites. And he will teach us of his ways and will walk in his paths. And part of Yahweh's ways and Yahweh's paths and the house of Jacob's ways and paths is you can't be doing no alphabet and a rainbow, man. Men are men, women are women, the gal them are gal, and the man them are mans, you feel me? And there ain't no cross stepping, half stepping. Everyone stays as what they are, man. And even Christianity's got this wickedness in their doctrine, man. The church is Israel. That's part of that T-Ran's kind of foolishness, man. The church is Israel now. Israel used to be Israel, but the church is Israel now. That don't sound no different than there's trans men, but then there's men as well. And there's trans women, and they're women as well. But then what do the women do? What's for the women then? If you're trying to push other people into the women thing, man. Because if there was some job that one of you women wanted, and it was for women only, and then some trans man, so-called, came through and took that job from you, you'd be sour about it, man. You'd be sour. If some man that you, let's take it there, man. Since you want to come with these foolishness, if some man you wanted to date, right, you found out that he was dating one of these other so-called women, right, these Rans ones, yeah, and you found out, you'll be more offended that he's with a woman like that than you'd be offended if it was just another woman. If it was a real woman, you'd be more offended if you found it was with one of them fake ones than you'd be offended if he was with one of them real ones. Yeah. Just like how women are more offended if a man so-called commits adultery on them, so-called, if she's ugly, than if she looks better than her. They're more offended if the woman's ugly. Just like how women, when they find out that their man's in this world, there's times where women find out that their man's an alphabet and a rainbow, and the women are more offended when they find out that their husband's cheating on them with somebody of the same gender, than they are offended when they realize that it's somebody of the opposite gender. They're more offended when they find out it's the same gender, man, because that's not normal. That's not natural. Verse 4, and he shall judge among the nations, and shall rebuke many people, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and beat their swords into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn one anymore. Don't try and talk badly about the society that we want to have. It's the society that we want to have, as well as it not having no people faking what gender they are, faking what sex they are, and all that, right? It's not gonna have no more war neither. But the society that we're seeing right now, it's got people faking what gender they are, and it's got war too. It's got people in heavy, hardcore, extreme poverty, heavy, hardcore, extreme debt, just off them wanting to get a better education. There's people right now that own 50,000 to 60, 70,000 pounds worth of debt, 50, 60,000, 6 figures worth of debt in this world because they wanted a better education to get a job. There's several millions of people in this world that are in extreme student debt just because they wanted a better job, man. Just because they wanted to get a good education to get a job. You understand me? Don't try and talk anything about our society that we want to have, because the society that you've got is a joke. There's so many men and women in this world that they don't like each other. The women don't like the men, think that they're trash, and the men don't like the women and they think that they're trash. Don't talk bad about the society that we want, because the society that we want isn't going to have the men and the women that don't like each other. The society that we're going to have is going to be righteous. Don't talk badly about the society that we've got, because the society that you people living in right now, you can't even use self-defense if someone tries to steal from your house in several places in this world. The society that we want, you can use self-defense to defend your property, to defend your family. But in this society, you can't. You can't really defend yourself in this world. You're not allowed to. It's considered illegal in lots of parts of this world, man. But the society that we want isn't going to be like that. So you people don't dare talk badly about the things that we want to have and that we want to see. In this society, people can steal all kind of things from you, and you're not allowed to do anything for it, and you don't get any justice neither, really. But the society that we want, no, you're going to have to pay back more than you stole. You don't just get to give. You don't just only have to give back what you took. You got to give back more. So don't you people even dare talk badly about the society that we want, because we're looking for a world that's righteous, man. We want to live in a world that's righteous, that they ain't got no war. Which, what does war do in this world? Doesn't it just extract all of human wealth, and people are just focusing on how to build up their military, because that's the main way that they can steal everything else from a country. And people can, and then you find out that the country's always got money to increase the budget military wise, but it's never got no money when it comes to increasing healthcare, increasing housing. But then it will increase military barracks and increase tanks and use military and use all these materials that you could use to build a house, by the way. But it's using them materials to build things to take people's lives. And they'll build places to house their military, but they can't build places to house the citizens when those people come back from war. Isn't that fascinating? These soldiers will always have a place to stay when they're a soldier fighting for the country. But then when they come back from war and are no longer on soldier mode and they're now in citizen mode, sometimes they don't have a place to live. They're sleeping on the street. So why is it that there's somewhere for them to sleep at night, and that there's somewhere that they can stay when they're soldier mode, but then nowhere for them to sleep when they're not a soldier mode? Isn't that fascinating? But in a society where there's no war, would you have that? No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't have that. And everybody was going to have some piece of land. Everyone's going to have some people, whether big or small. Everyone's going to have somewhere, even though someone will be poor, that doesn't, being poor, yeah, doesn't mean that you don't have nowhere to sleep. Because every person that's poor right now in the UK, for example, if they even just had a shed with a window in it to sleep, then people would be better off. If they just had a little small shed that's like 3 meters by 3 meters squared, man, with a window in it, they'd be happy. Because at least when it rains outside, they're in that. And it's warmer to be in that than it is to be outside. A 3 by 3 meter shed or a little small house, right, with a toilet and a little small space, like a meter squared off for a toilet in there. Not even no cooker in there. They'd be better off with. They'd be happy with that. Guaranteed, they'd be happier if they was on that. Guaranteed. Being poor doesn't mean not having nowhere to stay at all, man. The scriptures say that the poor you'll always have with you, but being poor and being homeless are not the same thing. It's not even close, man. You people don't even dare try and scoff us and try to talk about the society that we want. Because the way how you people live is a joke, man. You people ain't got no moral code. Man, you want to try and talk badly about us because we're honest about how we really believe. You people ain't even honest about how you really believe. That woman in that video, she wasn't truly honest about what she believes about all things. She was just trying to play on the side of what the world agrees with. If it came to a thing where most of the world disagrees with what she's saying, she's not gonna. She'd just side onto whatever most people believe. All of a sudden, that's how most of these people in the world are. Whatever most people believe, that's what they choose to believe. So most people believe that Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are not the Israelites. So most people in this world are going to choose to believe that. most people in this world are kind of somewhat down with the alphabet and the rainbow and thing. So most people in this world are going to believe that. But that's why when the MOTB gets made mandatory, it's going to expose this world, man, because really, nobody really wants to have their finances tracked because they want to be able to do dirt and hide the things that they do. Yeah? They don't want to be tracked, but they're going to give in. Most people don't really want to do that. But in order to keep the little trinkets going, they're going to do it, man. Most of these people are going to do that. And it's only going to really be the elect of the nation of Israel that ain't going to fall for the BS, man. And they're going to be prepared because it doesn't really happen in this world right now where, oh, because you don't believe a certain thing, you can lose your life. That doesn't happen yet. But it's coming to where it's going to, though. And I'm going to end the video there, man. Shalom to the elect, shalom.